talking about? It's your partner, man. Who he on talking about? It's your partner, man. Who he on talking about? It's your partner, man. Who he on talking about? It's your partner, man. Who he on talking about? What's good with the people, man? How is y'all doing on this Sucka Seeds? Soggy Sunday day ain't gonna never change. Sucka Seeds. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what you talking about, bro? We gonna get into it, but before we do that, what's good, people? Like hee ha ha, man. Killing in the pen, all my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing, man. Keep that head up, you know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get through these disclaimers now. Hold on, swing that finger, young man. Worldwide IMC. What you say, bro? Worldwide Incorporated. What you say, bro? Worldwide. I ain't gonna say what that mean, bro. I'm gonna say, hey, you know what I'm talking about? Bring it on in. Everybody included, bro. And Dougal, Mike, Cutthroat, Lil Roo, not Lil Roo, Lil Roo. You know what I'm talking about, bruh. Tata the player, that's who comes next. Same thing, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it. Let's get through these disclaimers now. Good brother like myself, man. I don't promote no drug users, drug sellers, alcohol consumption. Don't you take a sip of the sippers. Don't do it. Good brother like myself, man. I don't promote no crime. I don't promote no violence. I don't promote no domestic violence. Keep your hands off the people. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no negativity. No, man. Me, man. I don't promote. You know, they say, well, bro. You know what I'm talking about? No, man. Me, man. All I promote is y'all go ahead, do what you're gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we don't know how much of it we got, man. But he get ready like myself. Man, I ain't prejudiced. No, man, he don't tell me to get ready like myself. I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. No, man, get it like myself. I ain't got nothing against the little people. No, man, I ain't got nothing against nobody, man. They was talking to me, I just love me some everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That Jew. You know what I'm talking about? That leg. What you say, bring that leg. You know what I'm talking about? Back to YouTube community, man. You would be like, check it out. Come fuck with a nigga one time, man. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles Classic, Roast Piping, huh? Hey, man, what's good with the people? How is y'all doing on this soggy Sunday? They ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about? Mama say, bursting whiskers. You on TV, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Shout out to everybody who don't like the jog but still be running their mind. How better What's good with the people, babe? They say, bro, what you talk about today? Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. Sucka Seeds. They say, what, bro? No. Y'all claim to read that Bible. Y'all claim to, you know what I'm talking about? All this, earthly, worldly stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all claim to have a gauge on it, right, man? But just Sucka Seeds. Actually, we've been doing this shit to each other for a minute, bro. Just the next generation passing down, I ain't gonna even say it's ignorance. I ain't gonna say it's dumb. Just what they don't know. That's all it is, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Just what they don't know. What they was taught. You know what I'm talking about? And we've been doing that to each other for a minute. But we living in a society in a day and age right here, bro, where it's just cool to plant Sucka Seeds. You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, y'all ain't really doing nothing but fucking the little nephews up and shit, because they getting a good gauge of this shit. And this gonna be the game they grew up on. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of like some of that bad game they passed us back in the day. They say, bro, they gave y'all some bad game back in the time. I ain't bullshitting with you, bro. Back in the day, they kind of told you to, build that bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it was like an unwritten rule when you sold dope or something. Now, this shit worked for some people, you know what I'm talking about? But I know a lot of people that it didn't work for, include me, you know what I'm talking about? But your OGs told you to go get rich and build your bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Go and send your bitch to school, go and do all that. So in the end, what ended up happening is when you got knocked, you basically didn't build this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? You didn't got knocked now, you didn't gave this bitch a career. She didn't, you know what I'm talking about? She didn't went to school, she didn't got all these shops and shit, you know what I'm talking about? And you was on the outside looking in. That shit work for some people though. It just depends on the person you had. But Sucka Seeds, it's just like that there, bro. Because in this day's time right here, bro, we don't do nothing but plant Sucka Seeds. And I ain't saying they Sucka Seeds just because I think it's sucker shit. No, I ain't saying that. The behaviors of the way. The Bible was the first person that told y'all that behavior wasn't allowed. So while y'all be up here trying to argue with me about what I'm talking about and all that, this ain't just baby cuz philosophy. Your mama daddy told you this, you know what I'm talking about? It says this in the Bible. Soggy Sunday, that ain't gonna never change, man. You know what I'm talking about? Sucka Seeds. But that's all we planting. And we've been planning for a while. That's why you see this shit the way it is, bro. This shit is this shit is the, what word am I looking for? It's basically the conclusion, nigga, of the shit that we've been planting. Sucka Seeds. That's why you see this shit running around here. Then I guess the real niggas then let the suckers tend to the garden. Came back, it was all kind of new sucker trees. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas was supposed to plant some apples, some walnuts and shit, greens and shit, man. Came back, these niggas just had a bunch of sucker trees, you know what I'm talking about? But Sucka Seeds, Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. And if you plant that shit, you ain't gonna, you gonna grow the biggest sucker tree in the world, bruh. That's the person you gonna create. With all this badass game sitting around here, all this Sucka Seed shit, bruh. You gonna plant that shit in the ground and you gonna grow the biggest sucker tree that there is, bruh. And that's why you see this shit the way it is now. Coffee Chronicles. We living in a day where people don't even know who they is, bruh. They sitting around, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, but we sitting around listening for the next thing to figure out what we should do. You know what I'm talking about? We just sitting here on the edge of our seat for the next nerd motherfuckers to come tell us what we should be doing with our life, what we should be doing with a bitch, all this shit. Y'all something straight out of comic book, folks. But the Sucka Seeds they planting is basically everything against what the Bible told you. Y'all out here fucking with people, out here teasing people, out here judging people, out here treating people the way you don't want to be treated. And you know you don't want to be treated this way because every time somebody come, you know how they say you don't like the taste of your own medicine? See, we like to run around and dish the shit out. Then the moment somebody target us or do some shit like that, then we cry a foul. We act like somebody bothering us. Sucka Seed, Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. When all we doing actually is bother other people. We could come up here, bro. These motherfuckers, just notice when people run out of content, right? You will see a nigga reacting to something that happened 10 years ago, bro. You know what I'm talking about? That shit was a hot topic 10 years ago, but we gonna bring it back. You know what I'm talking about? Just because we don't have no original content. So we finna, this shit had been over. We finna reintroduce the problem. Do you get what I'm saying? Sucka Seeds, Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. It could be some shit like how y'all be doing about that Mac Dre shit. You know what I'm talking about? Get to talking about murders just like how y'all do with any murders, or you just bring any shit up. You know what I'm talking about? It's cool if it's your own shit to bring up. But about you bringing up somebody else's shit, that shit don't make no sense, bro. And y'all basically got the nerves doing that shit. Y'all got the nerves dictating, y'all got nerves coming up here trying to summon niggas for DPs. You got nerves that don't even know what that shit mean. Coming up here saying shit like, man, that nigga need a DP because these the words that done gave y'all to play Sucka Seeds. So now you ain't nowhere near inside the loop, but you could run around and use words like 304. You could run around and use like all you niggas done got hold of that play. I think it's a play. You don't even know what the fuck a play is. You ain't never been on a play in your life. You just playing. That's what that play stands short. See, the real play is some business being handled. The play that y'all talking about is a play. That's just short for you playing. That's the play y'all on, playing. Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. And you can say what you want to about bruh. I guarantee you, I ain't planting no sucker trees though. I guarantee you that. Yeah, I guarantee you I ain't planting no sucker trees. You know what I'm talking about? No, we got solid bushes. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't planting no sucker shit. I ain't gonna tell you no sucker shit. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm just not. You know what I'm talking about? And It's like I said, I'm just the average, everyday person, folks. That's y'all that be trying to give a nigga label. I don't think I know more than you. I don't think that, I just know what I'm gonna do. That's all. I rock with the confidence of knowing what I'm gonna do. That's it. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I don't give a fuck about you. On some real shit. But yeah, man, I ain't up here trying to advocate like I'm the realest person. Everybody else faking woo. It's just the behaviors, bruh. Sucka Seeds. So they planted this shit. Start talking about people, being people business. We gonna pay y'all for destroying your people, just like they paid us for selling crack to our people. It's the same shit, bruh. I'm telling you, this shit worse though. Cause it's imaginary. You know what I'm talking about? It's imaginary, folks. On some real shit, Sucka Seeds, where they done taught you attention is more important than money. Intention is more important than morals. Intention is more important than integrity and shit. Intention is more important than friendships than the family love, bruh. Something straight out of comic book, bruh, and it's not. All this shit just a slick way to be lazy, a slick way to be a sucker, the slick way to be the police. All that shit Sucka Seeds. So now you up here trying to play who done it. You know what I'm talking about? Now you up here talking about murders and shit. Now we up here, you know what I'm talking about? Because the last time I seen this shit, I was in court. And they was playing with the teleprompters and shit. You know what I'm talking about? But now we up here reacting to this shooting and shit all in another, all just in everybody, we just in the world's business, bro. You know what I'm talking about? They done gave you a hall pass to be nosy and you ain't turned that motherfucker back in. You know what I'm talking about? You done stole the book and start passing them out. So we all just got a hall pass to be nosy. See, we could come up here and even though it's your business, we could say shit like it's public record, it's content. We could just come with all the fuckery fluff. When really we being nosy and it's just your business. And it's just a slick way. You know what I'm talking about? It's just a slick way so we don't have to be accountable for all this whole shit we running around here doing so we can say shit like content. You feel me? We can say shit like public record. We can say shit like everybody doing it. You know what I'm talking about? But us as men, we gonna come up here, gang bangers, we supposed to be all this and all that, but we gonna come up here and we gonna stay on Instagram lives and we gonna stay on these, that shit with the duck, what you call that shit, whatever that shit is, when everybody, when you got the Brady Bunch screen and shit, we gonna, stream yard or whatever, bro. We gonna be on this shit daily, every motherfucking day, arguing with each other, going back and forth, debating this shit, calling this shit a panel. Like we debating some business. You feel me? We ain't gonna have no respect. I'm gonna tell you something I don't like. They say, bro, don't you start. I ain't gonna even say I don't like it. But I'm gonna tell you what I be thinking is odd. That's why I'm glad I was raised in the Oakland I was raised in. And I don't advocate no violence or something. I'm just gonna tell you what I think is boosie. And how Oakland got a little bit fanned out. How we just became a part of the world. You know what I'm talking about? When I was growing up, Oakland was separate from everywhere else. You know what I'm talking about? They just wasn't a part of the world. Coffee Chronicles. They kept their originality. When I was growing up, you could tell a nigga from Oakland a million miles away. Now we just a part of the world. But just me, I don't like how we be treating some of our natives. You get what I'm saying? I don't like how we be treating some of our natives, but then like how the little youngster, the famous streamer motherfucker went there, and ain't nobody you get what I'm saying? It's like ain't nowhere in the world, bro, you supposed to have more love for an outsider than you supposed to have for the natives. Coffee Chronicles. The natives should get that much love. know what I'm talking about? Motherfuckers shouldn't be fanned out. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it right there. I think the natives should get more love. You get what I'm saying? That shit remind me of the same shit when I told you I was doing time out here and all them so-called, like it be a gang of niggas that be from Reno talking about they from Oakland and shit. Or just a bunch of generic Oakland niggas. A nigga be the same age as you. You ain't never seen this nigga before. You say, where are you from, bro? Told you, a nigga told me he was from 73rd MacArthur. That he was getting away with that shit until he found out I was from 74th and MacArthur. You know what I'm talking about? He was better off saying he was from Lacey. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, it ain't, nigga, the good part of the mall ain't even on 73rd in MacArthur, bro. Good part of the mall over there by Adult Day and shit. You know what I'm talking about? That motherfucker over there on Bancroft. Or down 73rd a little bit, bro. The good part of the mall. You ain't even over there by the good part of the mall, bro. That nigga said you by the bus stop, the other bus stop, that Bank Walt used to walk to, you know what I'm talking about? And the Forge, and then where M&J's used to be at, you know what I'm talking about? It ain't nothing right there, man, but intersection, you know what I'm talking about? That's all that's on 73rd and MacArthur, bro. I said, I'm from 74th and MacArthur, bro. That nigga looked dead at me, and the next thing he said was, I was born in Children's Hospital. I spent off. Coffee Chronicles. So was Summer. You know what I'm talking about? That's where Summer was born, bro. You niggas so straight out of comic book, but I think Lil Z was born there too, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all some straight out of comic book, but that's what that shit remind me of. Cause you'll be out there and for whatever reason, bruh, when somebody bring up a rapper, they can say any rapper, nigga. Joe Blow, Filthy Rich, Mr. Fab, and the Oakland niggas made it a habit of talking. It seemed like everybody that was from Oakland, a nigga had something to say, oh man, that nigga Mark, man, that nigga. And I just didn't get that shit, folks. I didn't. You know what I'm talking about? Especially if you get to talking about Lil Wayne or something, motherfuckers gonna say, man, I'm just talking about the music. I ain't even talking about a motherfucker personal. Like, you know what I'm talking about? We gonna get to moving the goalposts. But I didn't understand how the Oakland niggas always criticize the natives. I used to tell them niggas, bro, you don't even sound like you from Oakland, folks. I don't know what Oakland you from, folks. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Whether you like a nigga or not, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's a native, nigga. Whether you like a nigga or you don't. That's a native, folks. You feel me? I just believe all the natives should get that love. You know what I'm talking about? But we gon' some straight out of comic book, bro. We gon' fan out over the popular people. But we gonna treat the natives like they marks. And treat the marks like they natives. Come on, y'all. Don't lose yourself, man. But Sucka Seeds, shit just like that. You know what I'm talking about? And that's how all the Sucka Seeds got planted. You know what I'm talking about? That's why all the Saguni shit going around. That's why just all the backward shit is going around. That's why they got songs about it. Bad Influence made pH balance and all that, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Player hating, you know what I'm talking about? All that shit right there. Salt in the Game. It was songs about all that shit back there. And you mean to tell me in a few years that shit became cool? It wouldn't even mind, man, what, 8, 10 years ago, they was just running around here with that Stop Snitching campaign. Man, time moved fast, don't it? Coffee Chronicles. This is how you know y'all just be fanned out. Because everybody was running around talking about that shit when it was on the shirt. Yeah, when that was the movement, everybody was running around talking about that shit. Now telling is the movement. So now we ran around, it went from no snitching to civilians. Notice you ain't hear nobody talking that civilian shit when no snitching campaign was running around. Y'all something straight out of comic book, bruh. I ain't bullshitting with you. You don't think for yourself. You just follow what's going on. Sucka Seeds. Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change, bruh. But you ain't gonna never get no player shit out of Sucka Seeds. So if we just continue to run around here gossiping, hating on niggas, at some point, bruh, somebody gonna have to make a mandate. Like you do in the penitentiary when the bullshit be going on. Sooner or later, somebody gonna have to make a mandate. Y'all keep running around here talking about this invisible code. You know what I'm talking about? What is the code, though? Because it seemed like the code to me is just do whatever to get some views. That's what it seemed like the code is. If you just ask me. Niggas gonna need a mandate around here, bro, what you can and can't do. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't, it's just gonna be continued where you can do everything, bro. And y'all planting Sucka Seeds. Y'all teaching niggas that it's cool to down talk other players. Y'all teaching niggas that it's cool to sit here as just a man. And y'all be talking about cleaning up and you know how y'all be doing them gender roles and niggas shouldn't wash dishes or cook or, you know what I'm talking about, clean up or with all that old gender roles you be doing. But it's cool for a man to sit up here and gossip like the bitch. Y'all want to do them gender roles until it's time for you to play. Then all of a sudden, that's a universal. You know what I'm talking about? That shit right there, reversible. Everybody can do that. You know what I'm talking about? But we would be wanting to talk about a bitch role, bro. It's the bitch job to gossip and tell you just being people business and shit, bro. It's the bitch's job to run up to niggas and ask for pictures and shit. It's the bitch's job to squeeze in little pants. You know what I'm talking about? It's the bitch's job. You know what I'm talking about? But you talking about cleaning up. Y'all something straight out of comic book, bro. But Sucka Seeds. And if you don't look out on this Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change, bro. This shit it's already worse. It's the worstest right now, bro. I ain't bullshitting with you. Since I've been living, bro, the world ain't never been this bad. Y'all ain't never, even when it was strong drugs running around here, bro, the people ain't never been more of a zombies than they are today. Never. Even when it was strong drugs running around, bro. People have never been more of zombies than they are today. You know what I'm talking about? At least when motherfuckers was off drugs, they was thinking for themselves. You know what I'm talking about? Them niggas knew what they was finna go steal. They knew what they was finna go rob. They still had their own ideas. You know what I'm talking about? Now your head just full of all this old bullshit because y'all stay on your phone. Y'all don't even go outside. So y'all done mistook the conversations they having on the internet for the real world. So y'all just running around looking at your feed all day. This shit ain't even in the state you in. Half that shit you watching ain't even in the country you in. And you talking about how bad it done got. Coffee Chronicles. When really your statistics says crime is down 30% in your neighborhood and you steadily running around talking about how bad it is. Coffee Chronicles. Sucka Seed. You know what I'm talking about? And if you don't look, it's worse now, bro. Fuck if you don't look out, bro. But this is what's going on, bro. And once again, there's nothing you can do about it. You don't plant Sucka Seeds and you don't let somebody, the Sucka Seeds, somebody else plant it, fuck with your harvest. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the only way you're going to be able to rock, folks. It is. If you want to change the world, bro, you're going to have to not be the sucker shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's the only way you can change the world, bro. And they going to remember you in the world of suckers. Hey, you was a solid one. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't bullshitting with you. They going to remember you by who you was. You know what I'm talking about? But the shit we doing, the shit we got out here on the field for the people, that ain't it, bro. Running around talking about people, that ain't it, bro. Running around judging people, that ain't it, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Because then you're going to turn right around and say only God could judge you and the journey guy got you on whoop. But what we doing right now, we ain't doing nothing but teasing people about what God then put them through. That's all we done did, bro. We teasing people about the journey God got them on. Sucka Seeds, soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. And really, I keep telling you, all you really got to do is treat people the way you want to be treated. And that's the seed we not planting no more. You know what I'm talking about? No, that ain't the seed we planting no more. We planting the seed to where we get to fuck with you, but you supposed to respect us. You know what I'm talking about? Them the seeds we planting. We ain't planting that shit, because if we just treated everybody like we would want to be treated, the world would just be a better place. But since we don't do that, you see what the world is, you know what I'm talking about? Somehow I want you to treat you better. I want you to treat me better than I'm going to treat you. Somehow I don't want to do nothing and I still want to be compensated. You know what I'm talking about? Somehow I want to be lazy, but I expect to get hard work done. Nephew says, oh man, no lady. Nephew says, oh man, no lady. Sucka Seeds. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit, soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. And all we doing is just create more chaos. Because we telling the people it's cool. Y'all always running around here using all these words, narratives, toxic accountability and all that shit. But the Sucka Seeds y'all planting is really not being accountable for yourself. The Sucka Seeds you planting is really be judgmental. The Sucka Seeds you planting really to be you know I'm talking about, all that little kid shit, tease people, bring people business up, just a whole bunch of kid shit. You know I'm talking about, all that shit that say don't do in the Bible. Them really the seeds we planting. You want to keep it real. Then we gonna talk about people all day, and the moment you talk about us, we gonna act like you ain't minding your business. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna act like you ain't minding your business. The moment you get to talking about us, we gonna act like you in our business about talking about everybody else. The seeds we planting is jump completely out your business and catapulting somebody else's and start giving your opinion and shit. And create narratives and telling people what you think about something that don't even concern you. Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. Sucka Seeds. And all that shit is just bad behavior, bruh. Because in the real world, all they gonna do is have you nosy. They gonna have you asking hella police questions. They gonna have you being in somebody's business. And I guarantee you, in your real life, you gonna fuck something off for yourself being that way, bruh. Because you can't handle business with somebody that talk too much. You can't handle business with a motherfucker that's backbiting. You can't handle business with a motherfucker that take everything like a hoe. You know what I'm talking about? Sucka Seeds. Because this is what they done taught you. So you bring your messy ass around and you just listen different. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I keep telling you. That's why you need everybody to clarify shit. What you mean by that and all that old shit right there. Because it's the way you listen. You know what I'm talking about? You trying to be disrespected. You looking for the debate. You looking at the point that you could disagree with somebody. You looking to be uncooperative. You looking to tease somebody. You looking to do that shit like a hoe do. You know what I'm talking about? One of y'all pooted. You know what I'm talking about? I hope you didn't pay a lot for that. You know what I'm talking about? All that shit right there. Sucka Seeds. You feel me? On some real shit. Keep telling you you're not gonna have friends and shit 30 and 40 years from now. Because all they done taught y'all to do is talk about each other and be uneven with each other. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. Now you could stick together, right? I drunk all my coffee. But that's what really takes hard work. See, all this shit we doing now is easy to put each other down and fight one another. That's that sucker shit. That's the nigga that's gonna pick on a little nigga because he's scared of that nigga the same size. But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires raining with them right there. You don't remember nothing else. Always remember cost nothing. Just to show a little bit of that.